Infernax is an 8-bit 2D action RPG / Metroidvania where you play as Elsador, a famous knight who returns home to discover a great evil has spread across his homeland. The pros. Soundtrack. The music is my favorite part of this game. There are 3 composers that contributed. I've picked my favorite piece from each composer, and I'll let their music speak for itself. Character progression. It seemed like Elsador was always evolving, and I was upgrading something every few minutes. From weapons to armor, stats, abilities, spells, potions, areas, quests, etc. There's this constant sense of accomplishment that was with me the entire game. Extras. I had to put this section in or my pros list would have been in the double digits, so I'm just gonna list a bunch of stuff I really liked about this game. The moral decisions that you're forced to make. These decisions all have an effect on the ending, which there are multiple of. Some endings have you fighting different bosses, and each one unlocks new gameplay elements upon completion. The day-night cycle, which morphs enemies into more dangerous versions of themselves at night. The cutscenes look phenomenal. The many death animations that are unique to each enemy and environmental death are an awesome addition. The side quests typically have numerous resolution options and outcomes, and sometimes seem more important than the main quest. The 8-bit graphics and general art style of this game looks phenomenal. There's a secret area where you can unlock game mods that I won't mention here, using codes that I won't mention here. And they added the Konami code. You can enter it at a certain time and does certain things, but I'll leave that for you to discover. This game just oozes love, and all the supporting elements really do craft an unforgettable experience. Now for the cons. The castles. They have very basic layouts and themes. Typically, it's one path until you reach a fork in the road, choose a path, grab a key, then backtrack to the other path to get to the boss. That being said, they weren't easy. There's a lot of pitfalling to be had, but just a little too straightforward in my opinion. Also, the challenge of the bosses really didn't match the challenge of the castle. I'd struggle for a while getting to the boss, and then knock them out first try typically. So the satisfaction I got when defeating a boss wasn't from slaying this giant overpowered monster in an epic fight. It was from not having to go through the castle again for the umpteenth time. Which was a little disappointing because I love me a good, epic, challenging boss fight. A couple changes that I think would serve this game well would be adding a bit more depth to the castles by including a puzzle of some kind maybe, or designed in a way where you didn't have to backtrack so much, and moving the difficulty towards the boss. So the castle became increasingly more difficult as you progress, ending with the ultimate test, a challenging, epic boss fight. Don't get me wrong, the boss fights were epic in scale and looked great. It's just the challenge was not there. Difficulty pacing issue. The difficulty pacing issue bled into the rest of the game, as it got easier the further I progressed. One example of this is that a lot of the enemies are recycled throughout the game. They just get stronger and hit harder. But my attack power, defense, and max health increased at a faster rate, and ended up resulting in a lesser consequence for getting hit or getting myself in a vulnerable situation. And I already learned their attack patterns, so I got hit much less often. At the beginning of the game, I felt this sense of dread going anywhere outside of a village. About halfway through, I was just strolling through new areas to get to a castle. Still fun, but I lost that edge of my seat feeling I started the game with. Now for the grade. A-. If Infernax looks like your cup of tea, it will not disappoint. Take care, and I'll catch you on the next one.